Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. It's Saturday as we record, therefore, it is Star Wars Saturdays, as every Saturday is some kind of Star Wars Saturdays here for the Open Hearth. Star Wars Saturdays, what is that? That is where, for the last 6 or so years, I have been running a whole bevy of small press, indie, and OSR styled tabletop role playing games that have been hacked, reskinned, or just dropped into a galaxy far, far away. And we are in the second half now of a bi-monthly of a game. Well, actually, maybe it's tri-monthly. Doesn't matter. A game called Hyperspace D6. Hyperspace D6 is special to me because in Star Wars Saturdays, I have never run, nor do I plan to run any of the official Star Wars RPGs, but this is as close as it gets. Hyperspace D6 is uses the open D6 system. It's an open SRD system reference document released by Weston Games, the original creators of the Star Wars role-playing game from way, way back in the 80s. And a person by the name of Matt Click went in, took the OpenD6 and created a scaled down, interoperable with the original Star Wars West End Games D6 game called Hyperspace D6. And I looked at it and said, this is really cool, but it makes me roll dice. So I changed it a little bit and created a player faced hack, meaning all die rolls handled by the players, which is something you could actually do way back in the West End Games D6. It doesn't work perfectly, but it works. And with the scaled down version that Matt created, I made it work, and I've been enjoying it. And why? Why Hyperspace D6? Because I wanted to be able to run some of the old modules from the 80s and 90s with a system that isn't the official, because I'm just obstinate that way. We're also setting it. This game has been run in the Tapani Sector, which is a West End Games wholly new, created by West End Games for Star Wars D6 in the later stages of West End Games when they had Star Wars D6. It's a noble houses meets this Star Wars kind of setting. And we are playing in the timeline of Palpatine is dead. He went down a hole in the Death Star, the second Death Star, which blew up. So obviously he's never coming back. And we're not quite to the point of where the Mandalorian TV series takes place because that's a 5 year, so we're somewhere in that 5 year gap. New Republic is rising. The Empire is still falling. There are Imperial remnants. Within the Tapani expanse or the Tapani sector, the Empire is clutching to what is left. The New Republic is trying to encroach and free the noble houses from the tyranny of the Empire. But it turns out that some of the noble houses like tyranny because, they're a little tyrannical. It's not quite as going quite as quickly as in other areas of the galaxy. That's where these characters come in. A rebel or New Republic crew, primarily in the Tapani sector, helping to weaken their foes and give footholds for the New Republic to free the people of the Tapani sector. The folks have secured a base. They've been part of Oba's base. They help to save it from melting down in the aptly named Meltdown mission that we recently completed. And we'll be picking up there in Oba's base. But who are we picking up with is the question in my mind. But I will remind everyone watching, in case it's first time through, we do use safety tools. We have lines. We have veils that we defined in our Google spreadsheet character keeper. We also have the X card and open door. So if folks need to go, you're all grown-ups. We're here to have a good time. If you got a thing that you need to take care of, go do the thing. It's fine. But now my preamble, my very long preamble is over, and we begin with some ambling into learning who our crew is. We're going to start from the far right-hand side of the character keeper, and welcome back, Greg. Welcome back, Greg. If you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character.
Hi, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Shan Hedsard. Shan is from a mining planet that we featured earlier on in the campaign. Was shot last session because I was not able to attend and dragged back. Thank you to this lovely crew for bringing me back and not leaving me in an Imperial prison. Shan's a bit of a computer hacker, and when that doesn't work, he's got a fairly decent blaster. Um, yeah.
Indeed, he does. I played in college with a GM that every time someone couldn't show up, they would be bitten by the very rare Savitsi fly, as Jeremy Qualls called it. And then your character was just it fell into a fugue-like state and would have to be carried around. And I thought, wow, that's kind of annoying. Instead, I'll just shoot Shan because we had a hard move waiting for you anyway. Next up is Undash. If you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Cola Breaker Brick, she, her. She used to be a street criminal, kind of. She was running with a crew. She was the getaway driver. She sold the others out, took the money, and joined the rebellion. Um, and so far, that hasn't had any consequences, so I'm sure it will be fine. She tends to punch people a lot or shoot them with her oversized blaster pistol. And so far, that's also worked out. So I'm sure she'll be fine.
It's true. It's true. Shooting and hitting people with oversized things is what this game's all about. Kay, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character, please.
Hi, I'm Kay of the She and They Variety, and I am playing Siren Man, Psy, he, they pronouns. He is a Zygerian. He's got a burden of previously being enslaved by his fellow peoples, and he's kind of a lucky guy. He likes shining steely things and is very much against has some decent qualms against slavery for all, not just for a particular group, but for all.
And considers droids to be slaves, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
yes,
we've
and
definitely established that.
and agrees that yes, the droids.
Cool. Very cool. Last but not least is I mentioned that because Steven is playing a droid. Steven, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Jody J0D1, who is also whose pronouns are she, her. And Jody's all about droids' rights. You know, they've been persecuted as the working class and they must get the freedom that they deserve. But in the meantime, she's also the rebellion treats droids a lot better than the Empire, and we need to keep going with this because everybody deserves to be free and out from under the boot heel of fascists. Um, so she's other than that, she's you know kind of a mix. She's dexterous and okay with a gun and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Fantastic. So we begin our session with the lot of you having arrived in a place known as in a sector known as the Free Worlds. The Free Worlds, if you take a look at the Tapani Sector tab of our character keeper, is on the southern side. It's actually part of the expanse itself, but the Free Worlds are not beholden to any of the provinces or the Tapani houses. You're on a planet called New Shella. New Shella is a newer than Shella. No, New Shella is a place where it's on a major trade route that leads into the Tapani sector. So it is rather industrialized. It has a main vein that heads to Procopia. Procopia is the biggest, most protectedest planet of the Tapani houses. It's neutral ground. It's a place that all of the Tapani houses have manors and estates on. This is where the grand game of politics is played. And so New Shella, even though it is part of the free worlds, it has a major thoroughfare or route. So it is easy to get a large number of goods, and this part of the free worlds is not under the manacles of the Empire. The free worlds are not beholden to the Imperial mandates and the partnership between the Empire and the noble houses. You are here. You came on the Vosentoss. The Vosentoss is Captain Leona Mack's ship. It's a Shangline's bulk hauler, and she's doing her day job, technically, but has secured the ability to apportion some of the bulk hauler for supplies needed by the Obus station. And that's why you guys are here. Do you handle securing that cargo while she does the Shang Line's bulk hauler, her cover, as it were? Also, how she mostly pays her bills, because whenever you guys go on missions, her stuff gets broken, and she doesn't like that. So we begin with the four of you, and I'll reveal a map on our Maps tab of the place where you start off. It's called the Vapor Scream Cantina. It's a dark, smoke filled establishment that has a reputation for cheap, watered down drinks and a clientele comprised of spacers and semi legit stock freighter crews. So, um, I'll ask Shan because Shan's generally the most organized of the crew. You're also the techie.
That's not saying much.
It's true. I agree. It's not high praise. I aim low. You're riding a Shetland pony. Um, so um, the question I have for Shan is: you guys have been working today to try to secure something in particular that Obus Station needs. Is this mechanical parts? Are you trying to secure some kind of weapons or armor, or their particular bit of high tech that you guys need to replace in the station to deal with the comms that could have been damaged during the meltdown? You can unhide Oba Station if you want. That's totally cool. See, some people are playing with hiding
Yeah.
and unhiding.
Trying to think what may have taken some damage. Um, oh yeah, because it's lower on the mountainside
Hmm.
there. It's the short range search and tracking sensor. So it has a widget. It's a Star Wars space widget that we need to replace because it over temped well before we even got back with all of the valves. Um, and it's I think it's also it just to make it a little complicated for our crew. It's essentially a droid brain that
Oh,
is attached to the system. And it's like a binary. It's not a whole lot different from like a power droid, but it's sort of this semi-autonomous intelligence that runs the tracker.
Jody, as I assume, Shan, you shared that with the group maybe just now as you guys are sitting at the fair.
Yeah, are we just trying to fence one of these off of somebody?
I think so. Let's say
Okay.
you're at the Vapor Scream Cantina, which you came here because there's someone who you were told has a line on some stuff. They recondition stuff and they have a PQ 98 modulator that is this. So the PQ system.
A PQ-98 modulated droid brain.
Yeah.
putting that in the chat because we're gonna need it. Yeah, no, I'll mention it. That yeah, well, we're gonna meet our contact here. We need to purchase a modulated droid brain for the sensor array.
Yeah, Jody, looks like you're going to be buying a droid brain. Um, how do you feel about that? I think maybe
Well, I
it's the
guess
first
my
time you've heard
response to
about
Shan, of
this.
course, is, that sounds good as long as, the droid chooses to help us. I mean, we have to make sure we get the right one. Otherwise, it could be working against us.
That's fair. It wasn't mentioned whether or not its memory's been wiped. I'm honestly hoping it hasn't.
Yeah. I'll talk to it and make sure that it's on our side.
As you guys are talking, um, Kala, you recognize a male human comes into the bar. He has a blaster holster at his hip, and he doesn't look like he's been doing well since last you've seen him. Uh, this is Kruthkosh, the Corellian member of the old crew. He's by himself as he comes into this particular establishment, the Vapor Scream Cantina. Hasn't clocked you yet. As he heads up to the bar, and has a word with the bartender, drops down a few creds on the counter.
uh, I think I'm torn between pulling my blaster and just try, or on the one hand, and trying to get out of here as quickly as possible on the other. Um, are we? I think like we're sitting in a corner somewhere, right?
Yeah, that
So
makes sense. But hey, we've got a map. Um,
ooh, we have a map.
so like, give me some uh compass directions. Do you think you're on the southerly part of the main floor? Are you in the privacy booths around the dance floor?
Oh, there we there's the map. I think like the where would we be? Feel like the southeast corner to have like a good view of everyone who comes in and that sort of thing.
Okay, so
Uh,
you're in the southeast corner in the main floor area.
yeah, on the main floor.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
share and just point just because I got a map. I'm gonna show off the cool map. So, you're saying it's somewhere around here.
yeah, that
The bad
corner
news is
table.
that there's no easy door out, but the good news
Yeah.
is you do have good visibility.
hmm so I think I'm going to like slide my chair or on my chair and lean in behind Sean because I think he's the biggest one, or Shan. I don't know how do you pronounce it, Greg?
Shan.
Shan. So I'm kind of like leaning over behind him so that I'm a bit hidden, but I can still like peek over or around his back to watch the bar and see if Kruth is looking this way. And I've got my hand on my blaster, like I pull it halfway out of the holster.
You realize just from the location, now that we know where you are, if he just looks to the right, he sees your table. There's other tables in the way. So yeah,
Mhm.
trying to hide. Hey, there's some dice we could do on that. There's a stealth thing. Let's
Sounds
see if you
fair.
can avoid notice here.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I put it die in stealth, so I have 4 dice.
You do. It's moderate right now, mostly because you've hidden behind Shan and you guys are a little bit out of the way.
Uh,
So
we got back we get the force point back, right? Because it's a
Correct. You guys are on a new mission, so everyone who has used their force point regains their force point.
yeah. I'm not going to spend that here. 4 dice is not great
You need a
here. And this,
15 or better.
yeah, but I'm sure it will be fine.
Does anyone
Uh,
notice that Cola is, for some reason, hiding behind Shan and want to offer any help?
Yeah, I think Sai will like tilt ahead and be like, "Are you trying to hide?"
um, ooh. I think I don't think Cola has talked a whole lot about how she ended up with the rebellion. Probably. So um, yeah, I think she says old boyfriend and and yeah, that's her answer. Um,
Yeah, and I think just without even hesitating, Sai's hands come to you to like shift your shoulders and maneuver your position better because he is a very stealthy boy
mhm, mhm.
and he's going to assist. He's like, "No, you need
Awesome.
to shift this way, that way, so that you're better angled against Shan's large body."
Yeah, yeah. Um, is one die supposed to be different, right? Yeah.
Correct. We are doing the destiny die. You can either make one die different or just tell us that it's the leftmost die because we will see a raid from left to right.
I think one die is different, a different color. If it's not, then it's the leftmost die is the special.
Okay. Fantastic. Good luck.
See, oh, there was two different ones. So the special one is number, it has a 5, and the total is 16. So yay.
Squeak. Excellent. Sai gives you a little bit of help there. Shan and his big body are enough for your small frame to hide behind, and Kruth grabs two drinks, and then he heads from the bar towards the access way. Evidently, he's heading towards the area with the dance floor to the, if we continue using compass directions, to the west there. As soon as he leaves your sight, there's a Clatuidian. What are Clatuidians? They're like dog men, right? They're like pit bull dudes. I have a picture of the Clatuidian who approaches your table. Uh, because I like this picture. I thought it was pretty cool, and so I'm going to show it off. Here we go. Hold on a second. Sorry for the delays there. Here is the Clatuinian. He does not look familiar to any of you, and he comes up. I need to talk to you. The Toydarian said you are going off world, looking for shipments.
Oh shoot, who's the Toydarian?
The Toydarian's your contact for the PQ-98 modulated droid brain.
What's the Toydarian's name?
Ooh, I don't know. Let's call him fantasy name generator. Help me fast. Uh, his name's Kip.
Kip. Oh
Kip.
boy.
I'll throw him in. Kip Nosby. That is a. I'm kind of happy with that name. I'm sticking with it.
Well, where's Kip?
He's coming. Ah, my name. Sorry, Fejdaw. I work for a very important man.
Do you work for Kip?
No, Kip owes me. He owes my boss even more. So yes, you're going off world, yes? I can offer you
Shan
many, many credits.
Shan moves a little aside because Cola's still like hiding. Like,
I think Cola
Uh,
now she's leaning back and just trying to look around the Lithuanian to keep watch on the access way to see if crew shows back up.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
may
That makes sense.
we may be going off world.
Okay. He peers at you guys, and Jody, he has not made eye contact with you, spoken to you, paid any attention to you. He must think you're. Do you have any weapons displayed openly, or do you just look like protocol droid?
I look like a protocol droid. However, I think my cover here is I'm acting as a waiter, so I'm going to the bar, picking up drinks, coming back, and I'm at a nearby table. So that would be why he's not paying attention to me. I'm just a working droid.
Okay, cool. Um, he also isn't paying a whole lot of attention to you, Sai. He doesn't give you any stink eye. I mean, he's a dog man. You're a cat person. Maybe there's problems there, but he hasn't necessarily acted untoward. He's mostly paying attention to Shan
Yeah,
and a little
just
bit to Kala.
yeah, I'm letting them handle it unless I feel so far, unless, I feel like I need to step in. But right now, Shan seems to be doing a pretty good job.
Cool. And Fedge doesn't like sit or anything. He's mostly standing with his back to the bar, looking at you. Um, Shan, and not sure how much you've dealt with Klatooinians. I think maybe at the mines there are a
Yeah,
fair
there
number of
probably are a
them, maybe
few.
like a
Yeah.
pack or two of them. He's giving you respect. You can just tell from the way he's face front, eyes focused. He's giving you respect, and he says, "My employer can offer many credits if you can get him off world. There are problems, and the people he normally trusts can no longer be trusted, except me, of course. 8,000 credits, which, by the way, 8,000
Yeah.
credits is enough to buy a speeder. Like,
Yeah. Right.
Um,
Who is your friend?
if you accept, I can give you more information and take you to him.
We're here to see Kip. Are you holding Kip?
You can tell there's a moment where he wants to say, yes, I'm holding Kip as like leverage. No. Kip Kip told me about this opportunity.
Well, if you take
Summoning a,
us,
sorry, go for it.
let's say if we take it, if you take us to Kip, we can talk about your opportunity.
Okay, let's go.
How,
Yeah,
how,
let's go.
Awesome.
Hmm.
how does Jody get out of this if you're a working droid at the time?
oh no, I mean it's super
Okay,
easy. No one's going to pay any attention to me. I'm just
right.
going to walk up to the bar, put down my tray, and
Super
walk
easy,
off with the rest
barely
of
an
you.
inconvenience. You
Yeah.
just go. I'm quitting this job. You throw your
Quit.
apron. Kiss my grits, you say. Awesome. So, you guys start to move out of the Vapor Scream Cantina with.
And
Hmm?
Siren's just gonna pause Shannon, like tug on his sleeve and be like, ambush? Like question mark? Like we're following this random man out of the street, out of the club, like supposedly to Kip that we do not know.
Oh, might be. We just have to take that chance.
So you start to follow Fetch Doll, the Clatuinian, out of the cantina. However, um, some people come into the entrance, and Fedge tenses. I will show you what they look like. Oop. And Uh, this is a armored male Twi'lek, and he's got a bunch of flunkies with him. Fedge tenses and then says, "We need to go out the back." And that's when the Twi'lek says, "Fedge!" And then the Klatooinian starts to run. He's going to run towards the access way because that's where the main entrance is. Um, oh, sorry, positioning. So, um, yeah, I just realized the main entrance is where I had said they came from. So he's going to have to head towards the storage area, running away towards the back alley. He's encouraging you, who he said I could give you 8,000 credits to come with him. But he's going to go regardless.
Do they
What
have their blasters out like in that
they're in
picture?
the process of drawing them from the moment he
Oh,
says Fedge. Kala, you know this Twi'lek. They are a bounty hunter named Genin Var. I'll drop that into the NPCs. Um, has Genin come after your old crew before? Is that how you know them?
Um, ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think they were hired by someone we uh, did a job against. We stole some stuff from them. Um, but I think we came to an agreement. We bribed him basically to tell his client that he wasn't able to find us, or whatever story he made up. But we had to give him a sizable part of the take. Uh, but it was a mutually beneficial arrangement. So he's
It
probably
was the
I don't
like
know
never
what
come
he's
back to
standing
this
in.
planet, never come back to this planet type deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool.
And I think as soon as I see him, I'm taking off after Fedge. Um, just I'm not hanging around to see what the guys who are pulling out blasters are if they are going to like, oh, we're not with him when we were just walking with him. So yeah.
Okay. So the Klatooinian is taking off towards the doors that will head to the alleyway. Kala's going with him as this Twi'lek and his lackeys are drawing guns. By the way, this bounty hunter used to work alone, so these lackeys are new. Also, um, Jody, Sai, these lackeys are about to shoot people. Like, just so you know, that's a thing. Fetch dog. Sorry, that is so funny. Fetch dog. Okay, sure, sure. I can. It's fine. You're not wrong. Maybe that's anyway. Uh, so Sai, what do you wish to do?
Hmm. You're about to start shooting people, random people.
Mostly aiming for the Klatooinian.
Yeah.
They're not just gonna like shoot this dude, but they're probably gonna shoot anyone near the dude that they're shooting at.
Um, the fact that it's a Twi'lek is very interesting to Sai, but he is not the most social character. So I think he wants to lose himself in the crowd to get out. And
Are
there,
you, does that mean you're going with Kala or you're just slinking back to hide? What are you doing?
I think going with Kala.
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm clear. By the way, thank you, whoever put in a picture of our PQ-98 modulated droid brain. That's delightful. Could work.
Also, I don't know if I could maybe like pickpocket a couple people on my way through, that would be cool.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if you want to do that. That is a thing that we could possibly have. Ask Jody, what is it that you're doing?
Yeah, so I think that I'm still gonna play the good um server. So I think as these guys come in, I was behind everyone else, headed back towards the bar to drop off my, the empty drinks and glasses and bar tray and all that kind of stuff. And they come in, so I'm, kind of halfway between the bar and that main hallway as they pull weapons. And I think I shout around at the bar, the bartender saying, you know, no violence in here. And I'm going to pull my blaster pistols and
Ooh,
be like, take it outside. So
awesome.
functionally what that means, I'm not trying to, oh, I could threaten them, but I think what I'm really trying to do is provide distraction and cover for anyone who's trying to get away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. To be clear, Sai, Kala taken off. Shan,
Shan is pulling out the blaster carbine, but like sort of making a retreat, uh, not running in the same direction, but walking backwards in that direction.
okay. Cool. Let's break out to folks who are firing blasters. That would be none of you for this first round, right? Because you're trying to.
Yeah,
So.
Shan's like got it in his coat and is like pulled the coat up, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But Jody, you're trying to cow some of these guys, and some of the lackeys, maybe you could do that. So let's set a moderate difficulty number because you are just a protocol droid. Um,
Does
let's
my
see.
action count as an assist to Jody?
It can 100% if you'd like it to be.
Okay. A sudden aggressive motion in the side of their vision.
Ooh, okay. I was trying to figure out what this would be. It's probably not bargain or command. It might be deceive,
Interesting.
because that's con or bluff or convince someone that
There's
I'm.
intimidate
Yeah,
under
I think
Oh, I
strength.
didn't see
intimidate
that.
might be the best. It's under
Okay,
strength.
yeah, yeah, perfect. Okay. I didn't see intimidate.
I
Okay.
didn't right away. Thank you, Greg, for finding it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And you said assistance.
Yep, is a an extra D6. You need a 15 or better.
Okay. I'm gonna roll that. That is a total of 7. Ha ha.
Okay.
Uh,
So you come out, you say, "Hey, drop them, you idiots, get out of here, no trouble." And one of the lackeys, I sorry, I'm going to show the picture again. 'Cause this guy's picture just abuses me, so I'm going to show it again. Because this is the guy that shoots you. So it's this guy right here. He's wearing a pair of shades indoors, and I think that's hair, but maybe it's a bandana. Maybe it's bandana hair. I'm not sure, but uh, uh, that's the guy that shoots you, and you need to, if you could, mark me a condition.
I'm gonna mark damaged.
Makes sense.
Um, I have a past condition of low power.
Interesting.
That's
I
from
I
that's from
feel
the thermal effect from whenever we
yeah, I
repaired
feel like
stuff.
that's something you could have fixed by now.
Okay. Okay.
Like you
Thank you.
get also Shan, I think you can have removed your conditions of tired and hunted.
Hunted, I always have marked because of my debt, I want to say.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's right.
Let's keep it. Sweet. Sweet. So yeah, Jody gets shot and I think you get like damage, like you fall to the ground for a moment.
I think I
Uh
fall to a knee.
okay.
There's this, and I kind of fall down, but I'm still somewhat upright. Yeah.
Sweet. And that guy, he sneers like, ha ha ha, stupid protocol droid. But then the Twi'lek is chasing after. We'll go to take our bio break right as Kala and Sai and the Clatuinian make it out into the alleyway, and we'll pick up there. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, let's go ahead and have you mark hunted as well. So we'll pause here. So Kala and Sai, you both have gone on because Shan stayed back to help out Jody for a moment. So the three of you, the third being Fetch Daw, or Fetch Dog, as some might call him, Fetch Daw, head out into the alleyway, sun peeking through the two buildings that are huddled close together. And um, Fedge looks at the two of you and looks past like he is waiting for the others, but you see in his hand is he has a thermal detonator that he's about to toss this way. Uh, what do you do?
No. I like Sai just looks at him and says no. Bad dog.
Cool. So we'll cut back as you try to keep him from dropping a very large explosive against the people that he expects are chasing because you don't know. And we cut back inside. Jody, you've been shot. The Twillick strides ahead. It's like he's ignoring you. He doesn't give a crap about you. He's headed towards that door. Shan, this Twillick, is trusting on in his lackeys to deal with you, and a couple guys are coming towards you quickly, not shooting at you, but think that they can charge you. What do you do?
I'm gonna. So is the Twi'lek closer?
You could step to the side. He's making, unless I didn't imagine in my head canon, you tell me if I'm wrong. You didn't step in the way. You just said, "Hey, stop," or you backed up.
Yeah, I'm backing
Jody's
up with
playing.
the rifle in my jacket still, so not
But you
super
could
obvious.
slide to intercept the bounty hunter.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get in his way.
Cool. He draws his gun real fast. He's going to shoot you. What do you do?
I shoot first.
Okay,
Um, because my rifle is up and ready.
that's true. You
Finger on the
absolutely,
trigger.
yeah. It's
Okay.
one of those where you move in the way, you've got the thing. Go ahead and fire on him. It's so here's the thing: shooting him is less of a problem. He's wearing armor, so
Right.
shooting him to do the harm that you want is why this is a moderate roll, even though you're in tight and have the drop on
Okay.
him.
All right. So that's 4D. I'm gonna spend my last character point. Let's roll 5.
I'd also like to assist, if that's okay, Sean. Shan.
Yes.
So I'm going to assist, and this is me from the, kneeling position, putting threat at him. He has to dodge my fire as well.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
So you'll need a
66.
15. Is
Well,
that a
good
6?
news. That's a 24 plus a 6 on the old fate die or
Wow.
whatever
So,
we're calling that thing now.
Destiny die.
Destiny. That's it.
Yeah, Destiny die. So it's not 10 over, but it is a 6 on the Destiny die, which is fantastic. Um, you hit Genin Var. Um, I think you hit him like here on the neck, and it actually hits part of his leku, that brain tentacle, and
Hmm.
so it sprays some blood, and it's a blaster, right? So the armor doesn't help, and he falls back and kind of slams into the wall. We see blood splatter there as he's holding on to it and staring off, like it's just kind of recirculate. Because sorry, this is for video. The Leku they're known as brain tails. Some of the Twi'leks' brains are located in their tails. You just blew the daylights out of him, um, and he's probably out of this fight. So,
Okay.
um, The other guys are continuing forward. They're just going to try to run past. You shot Genenvar, and Genenvar's in a bad, bad way. Jody, you tried to
Shh.
help out. I think they hit the door and they're headed out towards. So you took out the main, you cut off the head of the snake, but some of the snake is slipping past you guys into the alleyway.
Cola, what was the name of your old crew?
Ooh, the crew as a whole.
Did you have
Uh,
a name?
yeah. Um, the Star Dogs.
The Star Dogs? Okay. We're backing up, but I'm gonna say, and I am unaware that your companion is there, from the Star Dogs, but that's what you get for messing with the Star Dogs. And then make
We
my exit.
we cut to the Corellian who looks up. What?
So
Sweet.
as the other three are headed out towards the alley,
Mm-hmm.
you said there were three of them, is that
Yeah,
right?
three.
Yeah. Um, I'm going to stand back up with my blasters drawn at them and say, um, with him down, you're not getting paid.
Sweet. So here's the thing. Like guns have happened. Talking
Yeah.
is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Just so we okay. Um, I'm going to call that a difficult role for you to try to convince these guys that they're not getting paid in the
Um,
middle of a firefight.
okay.
So yeah, let's see if you can pull it off.
Yeah. Okay. Let me roll that. That is an 18. That is not enough.
Oof. Okay, cool. So yeah, the 18 they ignore you because they're rushing out. Um, but you see that the guy who Kala seemed to be hiding from is now making his way towards you guys. You're pretty far away, right? But he heard someone call out Star Dogs, and he's drawing out that nice looking blaster pistol out of his holster. Cut to the outside. Sai, Kala, you talked Fejdaw into not throwing the thermal detonator. You guys rush to the end of this alleyway, and across the street, Kala, you spot a speeder with a Rhodian, a female Rhodian, leaning against it. She was looking at a data pad. You guys come running up, and you recognize her. This is Zoe Evo, your old crew member. A star dog, in fact. Um,
I
she seems
I
surprised when she sees you and she starts grabbing for a gun. What do you do?
I curse profusely as I pull my own blaster, and I don't think I shoot her. If I get mine up first, then
Hmm.
I will just threaten her and tell her to drop it. Um, I
Cool.
don't know if I should. What role I should.
Yeah, that sounds really great. You're so nice to these people. By the way, did work with Shan to sell out to the Empire as pirates and criminals. So sure, you guys are good friends. I mean, you've sold them out twice, so obviously. No. Anyway, let's get to the die rolling. How does a quick draw to intimidate? Let's just have you intimidate. Let's just jump ahead. The whole thing is intimidate. If you blow it, then obviously you didn't draw the gun out quickly
Yeah.
enough. I think moderate difficulty. You're running. There's a lot of other stuff going out. There are three people who came out of the back behind you in the alleyway. So yeah, let's see if you get the drop on her.
I'll just roll it down because I have 5 dice and nothing can go wrong.
You are so
Yeah,
fast.
23.
Wow, that is more than enough. Because you are quick on the draw.
Mhm.
She holds her little, they've got the suction cup fingers, right? And she holds it out to the side. She is a cow from you. She's not scared of you, but you got the drop on her. You do have a real big blaster.
Mhm.
So she's like, okay. Uh, Clatuinian is like running the other way, but she is right, standing right by a speeder. You could steal her speeder. That would definitely make her like you more.
Yeah, I think that is what I'm going to do. Drop it, step away from the speeder.
With that roll, she does that thing. Kala. Oh, did you go by Kala? Or does she know you as another name?
I, I think I went by Breaker. So um,
Nice. Breaker, you got a lot of nerve coming around here after what you pulled.
I, same as always, I got a job to do, so don't get in my way.
Nice. That's very badass. Cool. Sai, Thedge
Yes.
Daw is definitely getting in that speeder that Kala has secured for you. What do you?
Yeah, I'll get in the speeder.
Sweet. Three guys come out of the into the alleyway. Evidently, they killed Shan and Jody because they just, they're right here, no problems. They start firing at you guys. Do you stop and wait, or do you take off? Who's driving, by the way? Is it Sai or is it Kala, or do you let the NPC drive?
I think I'm driving since I'm the getaway driver.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
baby driver. Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm just like keeping my blaster on Zoe until I can get in, and then just like speeding off. I'm not waiting around. We can Jody and Shan, they can handle themselves. They
Yeah,
will
if they're not
drop
dead. I mean,
if they're not dead, and if they're dead, then well, nothing to be done about.
so true, so true. So I'm gonna drop. I found a cool pic for Zoe Evo, the Rhodian female, and I'll drop a pic of her. She's a star dog. By the way, there is an RPG called Star Dogs. It's pretty cool. It's OSRE kind of. So you've been passed by. Now shot Jody, damaged Jody and Shan, who blew away a bounty hunter. What are you guys doing?
Uh, so the only person left that, I'm not maybe super aware of the Star Dog person coming at me.
That's true.
The other person left in there was Gunnar, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going over to Jody to help her up.
Okay.
So, Jody will stand and, still has her blasters pulled and walk over to Gunnan and be like, look up at Sean and say, double tap? No witnesses, right?
Oh man. Um
I mean, there's a bar full of witnesses. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, but we blamed it on the Star Dogs. It's fine.
Right. The Star Dogs.
This guy's a bounty hunter. He'll come after us.
He 100% will.
Yeah. Stun him.
Stun him, grab him by the collar, and start dragging him out the front door.
Okay. Uh, do you stun him? That's fine. You do the thing. You don't have to roll dice. You're stunning a person who is in shock. That happens. As you start to pull him out, there's a guy who has a gun drawn and he's aiming at you, Shan, because he doesn't really notice the conversation with the protocol droid. What are you doing calling on the Star Dogs? You're muted, Greg.
I will shoot at him.
Oh,
Oh,
sweet.
oh!
He's got a gun drawn on me. No.
Yeah, and you've got your gun out because
Yep.
it's a rifle, so that's great. Um, you're probably gonna get shot too, but this
Yeah.
sounds awesome. Moderate difficulty because you've got a rifle and he's going to try to step out of the way.
Okay. 46. Here we go. That is a 12.
Okay, sweet. He shoots you. You have no armor.
I
You
do. I do have
do have
armor. I
armor.
have I
Excellent.
have my blast vest from the mining.
Sweet. So go ahead and mark that armor. Good work. I'm glad you have armor. Because he shoots you full in the chest. It feels like a kick from a mule or a dewback. Yeah, kick from a dewback. There we go. That's a nice Star Wars thing. But he thinks that's enough. Like he just shoots you and you start to fall back. And he looks at Var, the bounty hunter that I guess Jody you're picking up.
Yeah, I was just gonna drag Var out. Yeah,
Okay, you're dragging Var out. He
yeah.
watches that. He holsters his gun assuming the Shan's going down, and then he'll slide out after you, not chasing you, but leaving. This is getting hot, so there will be authorities. The free worlds do have folks who will deal with this. Uh, Kala and Sai, you and Fej Daw take off in this ramshackle speeder. It's not a rental, but it's not in great shape. And um, sorry, Fedge tells you, let's head this way. He gives you a quick bit of directions, and uh, he leads you to a rundown warehouse. My boss is in here. Ooh, pause. He agreed to take you to the person who has the PQ98 modulator, so he's not taking you to where the boss is. He's taking
Mhm.
you to a marketplace area with a bunch of stalls and shops, and he takes you there for um, to meet with the Toydarian. So he says, "In there, Kip is in there. Let's go." Uh, because Kay needed to step away, we'll say the Psy stays at the speeder right now.
Yeah,
You and Fedge head. Why you didn't want to blow them up? Ganonvar's bad news. He won't stop hunting.
yeah. You want to kill a bar full of people over that?
Boy, I was putting in the alleyway for when he comes out.
Yeah, and you think that wall was going to stop a thermal detonator?
You just see head waggle of maybe, maybe not. Then he pushes open the door, and you see a little Toydarian fly over. We don't need to like play out the scene. Shan gave you the intel. He's already paid for it, let's say, or you have some credits. You make the exchange. You now have this droid brain, a
Yeah.
PQ98 modulated droid brain. It's about this big. It's got some wires and stuff, but it does seem to have its own power. So it's not hooked into anything right
Hmm.
now. So you guys secure that. And
Yeah. I think probably put it had some sort of like container to put it in,
okay.
so I'm not just carrying it under my arm or something. Uh, just pick something up there at the market, something that's roughly the
Sure.
right
Yeah,
size.
you grab like a little messenger, a leather messenger bag type thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
slide the droid brain in. It does not, like, it hasn't interacted with you, it hasn't barked
Mhm.
up a conversation. It does appear to be active.
Yeah. And I'm not quite as concerned about droid rights, I think. Not like, oh, droids are property, blah, 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 that sort of thing. But I think, like, yeah, we need this droid brain. Here's the droid brain. I'm not going to, like, do the. If Jody can talk to it, fine. But I'm less concerned with that. So I'm taking the droid brain, going back out to the speeder. Um, and when I see the speeder, I'm kind of, oh, these corking losers couldn't even get a good speeder. They're,
Hey, the Star Dogs, they don't care so much about speeders because it's a means to an end.
yeah, but need good means to get to a good end.
I don't
That's
understand. Um, while you were inside, was Fed Dog waiting in the speeder with me?
No, he came in. He went in to
Okay.
he knows the Toydarian, so you're left all by yourself, all by your lonesome at the speeder. What do you do?
Okay. I wanted to interrogate him about his person's morals, but that's okay. We can do that later.
Oh, well, we could do that before you guys arrive at the warehouse.
Yeah, so I think he says like, what are the what are the moral compunctions of your friend?
What?
What does the individual you are having us smuggle believe in?
Hmm. My boss, uh, he believes in paying people what they're worth.
Okay, paying people. That's a good one. I'll sort of nod his head.
Hmm.
And why must he get out right now? What is after him?
He decided to make a play that didn't go right, and the person is very, very mad about it.
Okay, none of this seems so. Yeah, he'll nod. We can meet this guy. Nothing pings off his radar of bad so far. He's like,
it
okay.
wasn't like joining up with the Empire, right?
No, no, we hate the Empire. He peers at you to make sure that that's the right answer. But he kind of guesses from the look and the tats and the big gun that he's got that pegged. So he's like, "We hate the Empire." Yeah, you guys fighting the Empire? Peers at the
No,
two of you.
no, no.
I think if you're okay with it, I'm saying, as you're saying no, I'm saying from time to time.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a great answer. I love it. Hmm. Okay. Dangerous in Tapani, but not so bad in free worlds. You heading into Tapani then? Is that where you're traveling?
Mm,
Technically, the answer is yes. You give him whatever
yeah.
answer you want, but
Yeah, and I think that depends on, you can find that out depending on if your boss and us make deal.
hmm hmm okay. Then he directs you to head to a rundown warehouse. Um, he hops out and heads up to the main door, but pauses, like puts his hand up for you guys to wait for a second, and he pauses to reach like around the door, like there's some kind of contraption or something with a few pulleys and something. Set up a trap for anyone we don't want to talk to. He brags to you and then deactivates a little sphere. It is another thermal detonator. Then he directs you guys to go in, and then he's going to reset the trap. Let's cut to Jody and Shan. Um, so Shan, this guy who was pissed about you using the Star Dog's name in vain after he shot you, thinks you're down and leaves.
I'm gonna let him think I'm dead for at least a little bit.
So
Um,
so as he leaves, I think I'll go over and check Shan and make sure that Shan's okay. Um, and then I think I turn around. I was headed towards the front door. That's where the Star Dogs went out. Is that right?
Correct.
Because they've got a speeder waiting for them out there. I think I'll turn around, and Shannon and I will head towards the alley door where we saw Cola and Sai head out. And I'm still dragging Gennin. Um, and I think once we get out there, nobody's there, right?
Right.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Shan, well, Gennin saw us, but he doesn't really know who we are. I'm going to tag him, like spray paint, just write Star Dogs across the alleyway in his shirt and all of that. So they think it's us. They just think it's the Star Dogs. And then I'll get on the communicator to Sai and Cola and say, hey, we're clear. We got jumped by somebody else in the cantina who hates us this much. And then, where are you?
Let's say you guys have like you're at the doorway when the comm unit comes through, and hey,
Right.
they're not dead. Yay.
Oh, you're not dead. Good.
Right here in the background, Shan like a Karkin laser brain hit my blast vest.
Jody doesn't die.
Good point.
Well, kind of. Yeah. Anyway, we've got the brain. We're seeing.
Possible passenger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Fedge guy, his
Yeah.
boss. Okay.
We
Uh,
are here. These are the coordinates from the speeder.
Yeah.
But be careful. He is about to rearm the door. He likes what are they? Frag grenades? That's what they're called.
yeah.
Thermal.
Yeah.
He likes thermal detonators.
Okay. So Shan, how about you and I head over there?
Is it far? Do we need a speeder?
You would need a speeder. Walking would take you about a half hour.
Hmm. Is there one of those droid taxis around?
Yeah, there is. You could definitely take a droid taxi if that's what you want.
Is that what Jody wants?
A
Yeah,
slave
yeah.
taxi, you know.
We should take a droid taxi. Um, I will chat it up as we head that direction. But I think we should be dropped off, 5 minutes away or so that
Yes, right.
we can't
Don't
be
want to
traced.
too
Yep.
close.
And we'll leave Gennin there in the alleyway.
Okay. Poor guy. He's rough. He's a rough shape. He's probably not gonna make it back. Awesome. Um, so let's just for the expediency, let's say that Fedge Daw wants to hang out and wait for the rest of your crew. And you guys enter into this little warehouse. He unsets it again, and then you guys head in, and he says, "Okay, let's meet the boss." So there are pillars of light in this small place from the broken window panels in the ceiling, and you hear deeper in the darkness this very deep booming voice. Is this the help I send you to find, Fedge? And as you move closer, you see a very large hut sitting in the shadows. He has a large blaster pistol, like a Kala-sized blaster pistol, just sitting on his belly. And you see he has been shot, like right near his little man boob, or worm boob, I guess. I don't know. It's male identifying. I don't know a whole lot about hut stuff, but hut. But he's been shot. It looks like not the best care was given to it. It wasn't like cauterized or anything. He's not, Rambo Hut, but it's in a bad way. Like it might be infected, but he's bled through whatever bandage is holding it. And he's holding that, and he has his little big blaster pistol sitting on his belly, and he says, Fedge says, yes, people can get you off world. Good. I am Nam. I'll show you a picture of Nam. Cause huts are fun, right? He'll look familiar, at least, you know. There aren't a whole lot of pictures of like live action huts, but I love this pic. So you can see he's got one eye closed because he's a little tired. He's had a rough day. His name is Nam, and I'll drop him in the NPCs tab as well. You have a ship to get us off planet, yes?
We have hired a ship to get us off planet. Um, so tell me about who shot you up.
Hmm.
Who's after you?
You agree to get me off world? I don't want to give names. If it gets back. Yeah?
Hey, we're all running here. We need to know what we're getting into before we settle on a price.
He'll look over to Fedge. Fedge, I offer 8,000 creds. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 8,000? 10,000. But no names. You just give me off world.
Out of character question, aren't huts known for slavery also? It's like a big hut thing.
Yes?
Yeah.
They're known
That's
for
the
selling everything. Drugs,
yeah.
Yeah.
slaves,
Just kind
anything.
of yeah.
Um, 10,000 up front, 10,000 after we deliver you.
Where are
No
we
names.
delivering you?
Give me off planet.
Anywhere off planet?
You give me in Tapani even better.
Hmm.
We do need to know what we're going to be defending against, but we can likely get you off planet.
10 now. 10 when you drop me in safe spaceport.
Good.
It's just you
And Fedge.
and Fetch.
Fedge seems complimented by that. He did not expect that opportunity. He's a
I
good
think
dog,
I'm
guys.
looking between the others and kind of like away from Fedge and Nanem, like gesturing for like, yeah, we should take this deal. This sounds good.
And
It's
I
a lot
think
of money.
it is a lot of money. I think Jody, uh, I think Shan probably has like a readout. You've got a digital interface kind of thing, right? And I think across your readout, Jody responds and says, they're really desperate. They didn't blink at the almost triple the price. You know, this is trouble, but we should take it.
Shan, you being the most tech oriented, and also uh, Jody, you being pretty good at technology. Um, I think just doing a little bit of research, you'll find um, this thing right there, which I'll share with the group and anyone that's watching the stream. Um, Wanted alive, Nam the Hut. His bounty is 100,000 credits.
Hmm.
20,000 credits for the capture of Acquisition's Confederates. So you get 120 if you turn these two in.
So
Oh, and the originator is
yes, I
Gannis,
was about to
Gannis
say
the Hut, founder
another
of
hut.
Gannis
Yeah.
Shipping Receiver, any Gannis shipping representative.
Hmm.
What do we know about Gannis?
Um, I think Kala, you know, you know of Gannis. Gannis is a pretty damn powerful hut in the free worlds sector. Very nasty individual. Partakes in double dealing, plays Tapani houses off of each other to get the best possible deal. Heavy slaver. Deals a lot of spice, the kind of spice that people end up selling everyone that they care for to get more of.
Yeah, I think I 20,000 to screw over a powerful hut isn't a lot, but screwing this particular hut over, I think it's worth it.
Mhm. Sai will take a step closer and indicate with his hand, like not like very slowly, so it doesn't look like he's doing anything. May I treat your wound?
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
I has medical skills, and let's
Yeah, it's just the hut's like, okay, yeah, cat person. He
I think
will allow
while
you to treat his wounds. He doesn't let go of the gun. Like he holds the gun in
yeah, no,
case
it's
you're gonna
fine.
like shove your hand into his wound or something.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
so I think
Can you
while
get,
you're treating his wound, Sai, I think Shan, Jody, and Kola will go off to the side um to call Captain Mac. Um, and I think Jody turns to the other two and says, "We're agreed. This is a job."
it's a job. Do we tell Captain Mac?
Yeah, yeah. That's
We got to
she gets
cover it.
half and we get half. It's her ship.
Fair. We
Yeah.
need a cover.
Um,
He's gonna have to
well,
be in a bulk container.
Yeah, he's not mobile at this point.
Right.
His hover sled was destroyed during whatever fight. He probably weighs at least a quarter ton.
okay. So I tell, I think I'm going to radio to Captain Mac and say, "Hey, we've got a job. It's a passenger. Um, it's going to be a little hot, but it's 10 grand for you. It's worth it. Um, we'll be in touch soon with the drop point for you to pick us up." Um, and uh, I turn back to Shan and I'm like, "Do you think you can modify the speeder to carry him?"
I could give it a shot.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a modification, Shan.
Is it going to be a problem?
It's going to be a high difficulty number.
Okay.
Is
Might be
like
easier to get something here instead.
We
a
could get the
quarter
ship
ton.
here.
That's like 500 pounds, right?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that was just a guesstimate, but yeah, about
Yeah.
500 pounds.
Mhm. Because if I don't know how big the speeder is, but I don't think like if we're not in the speeder, and I don't think the weight is the problem, probably because that's like four
Yeah,
less than
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair
four.
point.
But he can't just sit on top of the seats and whatever. So modification would still be needed, and
Um,
then we would need another transport.
yeah. So we could get the ship here. Captain Mac could bring the ship here and make it real obvious where we're coming from and maybe easier to track us. But
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
I'm mostly concerned if we get stopped along the way. What do we tell them that container is? Can't tell if it's our hut crime boss that we're traveling with. Uh,
um,
what do we know about? Well, can I make a planets roll? Uh,
You should.
ooh.
like what can we? You know, maybe it's not even the right one. What can we fence from around here? Um, that would be like a suitable organic something that we're hauling.
Yeah.
What is it
non-om
called?
nuts or something. Yeah.
Exactly, like shallow wheat or something. Yeah.
Yeah, give me a planets roll and you can come up with a suitable cover. I like that. Fantastic use of planets. Take a character point just for using planets. That's
Well,
great.
I didn't
I'm
roll
so happy.
great.
Oh man, too bad.
13.
Okay. 13. Um, yeah, you know that this place exports a fair number of a particular um wood. So, you know, you could easily try to pawn off that you're carrying loads of that. Is that fair?
Yeah. All right. I'll go arrange for some shipping containers full of wood. Offload, reload,
Shallow wood. We'll just, go nice and
shallow wood.
simple. Shallow wood.
Does that work
Cool.
for everyone?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, so Shan's heading off to deal with getting some shallow wood. Is any Veg is going to stay here and bodyguard his boss. I'd like to see how Sai is able to, if you're able to heal our
Yeah.
HUD. I'm very curious. This is a pretty nasty shot he's taking. So I'm going to say this is a moderate difficulty or a moderate level you'll need. That is a 15 or better.
Okay, let's see how we do. '18, and oh, I got a one on the different dice.
Oh no. Okay, awesome.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
That's no, it's actually you're good. I appreciate that. That sounds awesome. So Shan's gonna head off to um oh, there's a question. Is Shan go by himself? Does Jody go with Shan?
Greg, do you want some company?
Um, I don't know if it gets interesting. I don't know. Shan might be all by himself, right? It's just some wood. What could go wrong?
Sounds perfect.
Awesome.
But we should
Jody,
also get another speeder, right?
yeah, you're still another speeder. It's fine.
I was gonna take the speeder, if that's all
Yeah,
right.
but
Okay.
we need to get another speeder because we can't all go on this,
Right.
right?
Like a
No, so
repulsor lift truck would be the best option if you
what I
could.
expect is Sean will negotiate to have the wood delivered here. We'll slip Nanam into dump the wood, slip Nanam into the container, and then have Captain Mac pick us up here. So minimal amount of transport, you know.
But I thought we were like in the middle of the city.
You are. You're in a warehouse district.
Oh, warehouse.
Um, but there are probably warehouses full of shallow wood. So if Shane's lucky, then won't be that
Yeah,
long at all.
I was thinking more of like landing the ship and that sort of thing. But if we're in a
Oh,
warehouse
gotcha.
district, then
That's a
then it would be
it'll be a
places.
little problematic. Yeah, I get you. Cool. So Shan takes off in the speeder that you purloined from the Star Dogs, and Kala, Jody, and Sai, you guys sit tight. Sai, you successfully are able to manage the wound. He's lost some blood. He's not going to lose any more blood. He was starting to get infected. You're able to clear that up. You probably saved his life. Like you guys might have got him to another planet, but without this kind of treatment, you know he would have been in a bad way. Like would have
Yeah.
needed significant hospital treatment.
Yeah, Sai just like jumps down from his shoulder where he'd perched to be able to like reach the wound, and it's like, all right, you should be good. No dying for you today.
He reaches over with his big meaty hand. He kind of pats your head. Thank you. Good kitty. How do you
Sai
react to
doesn't
that?
know if he likes this or not.
Doesn't know.
Doesn't know.
It's it's a little demeaning, but genial. So yeah, you decide how you want to deal with that. By the way, but you rolled one. So you guys hang tight, and then that's when the thermal detonator goes off in the front door.
Oh, is that
Uh,
me exploding myself?
no,
Okay, cool.
you didn't roll the one.
I'm
No,
gone.
no, you're gone. Like you've been gone. Sai finishes healing this big hut. You guys settle. Fedge says some sabak, and he like has a deck of cards, and there's a table, and then boom, the front door blows up. And Sai, it turns out you were absolutely right, Sai. Uh, this was a lot of explosion, maybe a lot more than Fejdaw realized, as it blows up the front half of the warehouse, and each of you can mark a condition as a big explosion happens.
Shan is somewhere at a wood yard going, ah, fark.
So the good news about that giant explosion is that the few guys who were trying to break in are all dead. The bad news is that you are this it's an afternoon and this warehouse is now open air. Um, and your ears are ringing, and that was a big explosion. Sai, what do you do?
What does Sai do? I think Sai looks at Red Dog again and says, "No, bad dog." Uh, and says, "This is not good. They are going to come and we cannot move you.
Ugh.
This is your fault." And he points at the
Have
dog.
some, have some to fishes. They're dead. We're fine. And that's when, through the smoke and everything, a few blaster bolts fire through and hit the wall near you. Uh, Kala, what condition did you mark? And what do you do as you guys are being fired on? Because they did bring friends, the two guys who are now slag at
Uh,
what used to be the door.
yeah, I marked trapped. I think I'm like caught under some debris from
Ooh, that's
collapsing
awesome.
warehouse.
I love that. Yeah, so you're trapped underneath maybe a beam of some kind,
Mhm.
and they shooting at you. So Jody, what condition did you mark, and what do you want to do right now?
Yeah, so I also marked trapped, but I don't think I'm trapped underneath debris. I think when the explosion happened, I got in front of a container that was kind of precarious and pushed it in front of us so that we're kind of blocked off in the warehouse. There isn't really an escape, but we're trapped off in the back area where we were.
Okay, cool. I like that. So, yeah, they're gonna have to figure a different way, but at least the part of the warehouse that is burning and filled with smoke isn't yours. So you shove that in front and have bought everyone a moment or two. Sai, Naunum is like, uh, starts trying to crawl back. What are
Mm.
you, what are you doing? He says, "Are you okay, little one?"
Mm. He looks pissed. He's angry. But he's going to sigh and he's going to climb on some of like the pieces of like boxes and things that Jody had kind of moved in front of us, get into an angle. And he recently acquired a blaster rifle.
Ooh, very nice.
In
I'll
fact,
keep in mind you're carrying around a blaster rifle.
yeah, he has several blaster rifles actually. Not
Do you
several.
have
He
it
has.
carried around like a golf club, like a bag or
Yeah, I
something?
imagine
Or
he doesn't have all of it directly on him. He probably,
okay, okay.
but he walked away with a significant haul from our last shenanigan and hasn't had the chance yet to disperse it amongst people and or try to sell. So he pulls
We
out.
cut to we cut to Rick Weevil when you were about to go off, festooned with weapons. Rick's like, maybe just one. Sorry, back to that.
Yeah,
For
so
Hello Kitty.
I'm gonna pull out the pull out the blaster, lean in and kind of almost like a sniper sort of position, and I'm gonna fucking shoot.
Heck yes, that sounds awesome. Oh, someone has created a Hello Kitty Rambo sticker. Just so you know that that's a thing that exists. I'll just link it there. Anyway, I think my wife would find that an abomination. Sweet. Hey, the good news is, Sai, that you have decent cover. The bad news is you're firing through smoke. So even though you got a cool scope and everything, it's still going to be in moderate difficulty to actually pick somebody off right now.
That's fair. 16.
Nice. So that is a moderate difficulty. You need a 15. And what was your special die?
3.
Oh, it's just a 3. A nice boring 3. Good. Sweet. Yeah, there's a guy who's like crossing across. You see him. Boom. Pop. And that guy's down. There are, you think you see two others outside, but once that guy goes down, they hunker down for a minute. You hear one of them calling in, "We need some backup. We need some backup."
We should call Shan.
Yeah, that sounds good. So we should call Shan.
And Captain Mac. So I, shout over the way, over the barrier, you know, this bounty's ours. You guys, hands off.
There's some laughter. 120K? Nah. I think that's the robot. Shut up, robot.
Do not talk to my friend that way, and I like shoot just like in their general vicinity of where the voices are coming.
They hunker down again.
Rude.
Sweet. So, Shan, you get a call. Um, what does Jody say when you reach out on the comms to Shan? Shan, you're just finishing up right now. Like this person spit on their hand, and they've made a good deal for the Shellowwood. You've taken some of the money that Nalnam gave you guys and paid for a whole lot of nice wood.
Do do I have like a? Have they set me up with like a hover semi
Yeah, like a
essentially to
repulsor lift truck. Yeah,
Yes, I want a big truck.
yeah. You got a big truck.
Yeah. So I get on the horn. I put Shan and Captain Mac on, in a party line call. And, you know, I think they can hear blaster fire in the background. And I'm like, um, well, our new friend Fedge just blew up half the warehouse. We've got fire, we're trying to lay down covering fire, but any assistance or expediting your exit from here, your, escape plan from here would be very helpful at the moment. And, I'm shooting over the barrier. Pew, pew. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna start driving as rapidly as I can down the alleyways with my hover semi full of Shellowwood.
That's right. That's awesome. Um, so as you guys have this trapped condition, size taken out one guy, now you can hear them moving around. Um, Kala, you hear some people have moved around behind this warehouse. Sai, you hear somebody climbing up, like they're going to try. Remember the shafts of light? Like they're going to try to get up.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh.
Shaft belonged to me. I shoot that person.
All right, awesome. It's another 15. Snap fire through a wall based on the where you hear it. That sounds like an awesome trick shot. Let's see if you can pull it off.
Excuse me, sir. All vents belong to me. Thank you. Yeah. 22.
22. Fantastic. What's it look like when you take out this person who thought they cleverly could climb up the warehouse and drop in on you?
So we see his like ears do like the twitch twitch and his eyes are looking at the ceiling as he's like pinpointing the point. And then we just hear one shot go off and then immediately like the death rattle of this.
Ah! He does the
As,
Wilhelm scream out. I love that.
yeah,
That's
the
great.
Wilhelm scream. And then Sai looks down, like shakes his head and then just looks for another target. My
Awesome.
bets.
You get another pat on your head
Mm.
from the hut who has his big blaster pistol. And now he's like, oh, he's looking up. So,
Don't shoot up with yours, it'll fall on us.
nice. What about Kala? What is it that Kala's? I'm imagining, just to give you guys just like a sense of place, this was a small warehouse. The front half of it is now gone. There is a humongous crate that Jody moved in front of you guys, and you've moved back into like a smaller room, kind of like a manager's office or something. Um, that doesn't have an easy egress, because if you had an easy way out, then you wouldn't be trapped. But you do have, like, you're trapped, but also that means there are only certain points that they can easily get to you. So what's Kala up to?
Yeah, so like I said, I think something fell on me, but if we're in the got into the office, maybe, well, Star Wars
I mean,
doesn't
you
have
could be
fire.
out there. You could be out there and trapped.
Yeah, but let's say that.
That's
Um,
dangerous.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm outside in the main warehouse with like a storage shelf or something over me. Um, so I'm not crushed, but I'm stuck. And at first, I think I'm calling for Jody on the comms. Jody, you gotta help me. But then I see that you're in the office, like the blaster fire and everything going on there. So think, ooh, do I have something, or is this just? I think I just gotta do it. Um, yeah, I think I can hear them like advancing through the warehouse, and think I'm trying to lift this shelf up, and having a hard time finding leverage, but I think it's just I'm like getting really angry, like gritting my teeth, and I'm not gonna carking die in this carking warehouse on this carking planet. Uh, and yeah, I'm trying to get out. Um,
Okay. If you don't
uh,
care about making noise and drawing attention, you can do that with strength. If you're trying to slide
ooh,
out, then I think stealth makes sense for me. And either way, this is a condition, right? So I'm going to say that the difficulty is difficult. So you will need a 20 or better.
that makes sense. And if it's strength, it's probably athletics, where I don't have any extra dice. So it's just mechanically, it's 4 dice either way. So I might as well try to be stealthy, I guess.
Makes sense.
Uh,
That's fair.
I'm so that's 4 dice, and that's not enough.
It's not.
So Jody's
It's not.
going to help. Whenever
Okay.
you got on the horn, Jody's going to run out the door of the office trying to lay down cover fire to get to you. So I think I'm a distraction. They're not going to see you where you are.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Uh, that gives me 5 dice, which is just about enough. I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll it. I was gonna spend my force point, but I don't need to. Oh, see, no, that's bad. That's 16. That is not enough.
Is the Destiny die a 6?
No, it's a 3.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So here's what happens. Call it. Jody draws a little bit of attention. You're trying to slide your way out. You feel your foot starting. You have to twist your ankle a little bit. It hurts a little bit, and you realize you can either remain stuck, and I'm going to do something terrible, or you can take a condition and injure yourself to get out of here. Um, what would you like to do?
I'll take the injury.
Okay, sweet. So you have to actually injure your ankle pretty badly to wedge it out from underneath. Jody, you're able to come over. Jody, you're gonna have to take some fire if you want to carry Kala out of here.
Can I
Yeah, I'll do
provide
that.
um backup fire to at least help get less fire to Jody?
Sure, sure. Jody, do you have any armor?
I do. I have one armor.
Excellent. So with I think a couple shots bounce off of your armor with Sai trying to give you some cover fire. It's a harried escape, but you're able to draw Kala back to the office. Shan, you're driving towards a place. There are a couple of like dock security speeder bikes that zip past you. They go way much faster than you think. Headed towards where you're going. There's plumes of smoke coming up. You hear blaster fire. It is crazy. You're going into like kind of a small battlefield.
I'm gonna aim for, like the back, right? I remember where the where the thermal detonator was, where it
Hmm.
would have gone off. I'm going
For
towards
sure.
like the back of the warehouse where I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be, who isn't, red mist.
And of course, we're
Uh
on comm, so we can direct you.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. You guys can coordinate.
Um and oh yeah, I'll of course be like, dock security's on its way. Where are you? Oh gosh, Tozad Voss. Vozitas. I didn't know.
I've cursed us all.
Where
I've
are we,
cursed us
Leona?
all. Yeah, they're trying here's what she say. They've quarantined that part of the airspace. I'm trying to talk my way around it, and yeah, just a second. It's not going great. I may have to blow in there, but if I don't want a bunch of Z95s chasing us off out of here, can you get away from that point?
We'll do our best.
Okay. So, uh, Sai, Kala is carried by Jody and makes her on her own. Like you're not being princess carried or anything like that. This is heroic. You're awesome. You make it back, and it's Veg and you, Sai, and Nanum, and now Kala and Jody. You guys are all huddled in this office. There's no room. Like Veg is sitting on Nanum's lap. I use lap in quotes because worm guy. And Nanum says, "This is the worst place to die. We can't die here."
I don't plan on dying.
So
Three
Jody
the
is
both counts.
Jody is going to hand fetch her thermal detonator and say, "You love these things. Just make sure it's way out there." And then that's
He's already
hilarious.
throwing it.
You're like the dog guy loves, playing fetch, throwing out
Mm-hmm.
balls.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fetch. He screams
yeah.
that out as he throws the thermal detonator that you've just given him.
And while he does that, I'm going to start working on just cutting a damn hole in the back wall so we can
Awesome.
get out and
That
get
is
to Shan.
fantastic. Sweet. So, that's really cool. I love that. Yeah, you start slicing into the wall. You could easily come up with a cut for you and everyone human sized to get out. Your corpulent hut friend, though, that's going to be an extra big hole. So I think that is where you guys may have to deal with things. But yeah, Fedge will get out along with Kala, Sai. Actually, Fedge will come back in. And then he goes out and then he comes back in because he doesn't want to leave his boss. So I'm doing too many dog things.
I'll hand him another after that with thermal, I'll hand him a frag grenade.
Oh,
He just throws it through the smoke. There are a lot of dead people out there getting hit by two thermal grenades and a frag grenade now. It's a mess. I think the part of the other warehouse is caught on fire at this point, like the adjacent warehouse. You hear sirens and klaxons going on, and Shan, you've pulled up on the other side. Everyone can get to you. It's just how you going to deal with getting Nonum out of here.
Uh, I'll just say, Jody, move out of the way, and I'm just gonna back up this hover bike into the hole you've already made. So just to expand the hole even bigger.
This is awesome. Give me a drive roll. Let's see if you
I'm
can.
terrible at
I
driving.
love it. It
Uh,
is
Can I
moderate.
assist by like doing the hand signals and things like this way? Yep, more
Beep,
back.
beep. Let's say you assist by giving a little bit of cover fire, because when people see
Yeah,
that, they're going to be firing
yeah.
at Shan. So
yeah. Cover fire
cover
from the
fire.
rafters.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. Oh, well, was that moderate difficulty, I assume?
Yeah, it was a 15. I'd
Okay,
said so.
that's a
So
failure plus a 1
one on
on the
the destiny
destiny die.
die. Oh, amazing. Oh
Just
my
like in real life, Greg is not very good about backing up a trailer.
God. Sweet. Yeah, you back up this wall crumples in, and then um, I think what happens is it crumples in on top of the truck, and the truck gets pinned. It feels like a one on a destiny die there. So Nonam's on the other side of it, with not much of a warehouse on the other side of him, and now the truck is stuck, and it is literally wedged in there. If you pull forward, this entire building will come down.
What
Uh,
was once a full cube is now basically just an arch, right?
yeah, it's kind of an
Um,
arch. Yeah, it's like that American Family Insurance commercial thing where it's just the roof. That's not a
um,
good example of what this is, but I like your version better.
I think Shan is just gonna be like, get in, get in, get in. But of course, there's a ton of wood in there, so
You guys could take off. Nanem is hosed. Uh, and he says,
No, I just saved his life.
I know.
So we can't just
He's
leave him.
firing his blaster pistol back at anyone he sees in the smoke and the ruins of the warehouse at this point. He's not bravely telling you to go on. He's got lots of credits and he expects that your guys are going to do the job, but he's not a weenie about it, at least.
Uh, I'll do fire, get wood off.
Okay.
He's getting, because like Nana can probably lift more wood than he can. A little easier, and I'll lay cover fire so that we can get this wood off of this, so that we can hopefully get Nanam onto it.
Okay.
can
Great.
Taj help?
Sure. Fejdaw will help.
Fej, that's a Fej. Sorry, I said
Sorry, it
Taj.
was a bit of
Fej.
confusion now, but I understood what you meant. And yeah, Fedge will help. He's absolutely like throwing wood. Yeah, he'll throw the wood. He's on the other side with you guys. He's not over by Nonham. He whimpers for a moment, like, oh. But now you've given him something to do. He's like, oh, he's just chucking wood. Kala, they're doing a whole lot of frenetic activity around the truck that is pinned by a good bit of what's left of this warehouse. And you notice that your two Cruth and Evo, that they're like sneaking around and trying to get an easy shot on you.
Oh, park you guys, and I'm going to blast them. It's now I they had their chance to just leave, but no, they got to stick their noses in things. Yeah,
Okay.
gonna blast them.
Meet and moderate difficulty.
Ooh, I have where are blasters? I have 4 dice. Um, that's that. 1, 2, 4. I'm going to spam the character point. Next to die. And that was not worth. Oh, 15. It's 15.
Oh, you
It's
pulled it
15.
off.
But it's a 1 on the Destiny die thing.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So, which of the two of them do you hit like dead red and take out?
Um, Croft. I don't remember his name. Croft? His
Kruth
name?
Kosh,
Yeah. I shot
man.
Sham. I shoot him. Seems fair.
Okay, so Kruth Kosh, you draw up, boom, you fire, hits him right in the head. Woo, he is dead. Um, he goes down, and um, that is when. So one on the Destiny dies. Just keeping that in mind. That's when the Vosentoss, uh, she comes in and starts trying to land in the ruins of this warehouse because you guys have directed. She's got Rick watching what's going on, and so she's going to try to pull down to where you guys can get in. Um, and the one on the Destiny die is that they're now mobilizing some Z95 headhunters. They're up and they're going to be in the air. And I think that is where we will end today's session because that seems like a pretty hectic moment. Oh, but Shan, um, what about Shan? What's our exit strategy here for Shan at this point?
Uh, you mean you're in the truck? Is that right,
I
Shane?
mean that Greg won't be here next week.
I won't
Oh,
be here
okay.
next week or the week
Okay.
following.
Right.
Uh,
I'm fine to NPC him. I just want to give you an exit ramp if you had a cool thing that Shan does to help out here.
If it's
or yeah, go ahead, Kay.
if it's helpful, I was about to say I will also be out on the 14th, actually.
Oh no.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
Yeah, I just my friend just made plans, and so I am being secondary adult to a trip to Great Wolf Lodge because her husband for Father's Day has asked to go attend like a weekend LARP.
Okay.
Gotcha. Um, I don't know. I could get arrested by the the dock police. That might be interesting and would take me out of the fiction for a little bit. Um, but
By the way,
knowing
I
this crew,
love
you'd
this
break
bows and
me out.
toss, by the way. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's the wild card, but I just ripped all that out of it.
Yeah, I'm okay with you getting arrested. It's a terrible, awful thing that could get you out for 2 sessions, and then we'll have you come back
Does
emotionally
that work for
scarred.
everybody else?
Yeah,
That like you come out and Shan's getting pulled away in handcuffs.
and just like go, go.
Brave face, brave face. Awesome.
I like it. Okay.
Okay, then let's quickly bring things to a close. 2 character points for everybody.
I'm sorry, you cut out for a second. You said two?
2 character points for everyone. Sorry about that.
No, I'm sorry.
And let's quickly go through round of wishes. We start with wishes so we can end with stars. I feel like just to circle back on old wishes, we definitely saw lots of burdens coming into play. I tried real hard to make burdens happen. Also conditions were pretty fun, so that's a star for me. But anyway, uh, any wishes folks would like to throw out?
I have the three ones, yeah, the three ones on Sai's agenda, which is distribute his goodies,
Mm-hmm.
deal with his past. And then this one's kind of hard because we're gonna miss Greg for 2 sessions, but he has like several pieces of technology he wishes to go over with Shan.
Okay,
The
we'll have
stuff
to
he gave
kind of
originally, then the holocron, so like it's a wish, but also like a later wish.
cool.
It might be fun to see some Force stuff. Could be interesting.
Okay, not a wish I expected, but all right, rock on.
Not super important, but just I mean it's Star Wars and it can show up.
It's true. Well, maybe even Andor had some Force stuff. Didn't think it would. That all of a sudden some Force stuff.
Uh, I'll wish for, while I'm gone, I did want to see the scene with Jody and the droid brain. Um, and yeah, I'd like to see at some point our intrepid captain, Leona. Like she's a Republic sympathizer, but I want to see her, dive in with both feet, become a part of the new Republic in earnest, you know.
Okay. She's putting her crew and her livelihood in mortal danger for you guys. But sure, she could say she joins
Okay.
the organization if that's what you need to hear. I get you though. I understand. Steven, any wishes from you?
Not that I can really think of. Um, yeah, I'm concentrating on how do I get out of this place? How do we, escape from these problems? Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, you went last with wishes. You could go first with stars. Any stars from today's sessions for you, Steven?
Yeah, this was a super exciting session. I really liked how you brought in, well, number one, I think it was Greg. You brought in the Star Dogs, right?
Star
Um,
Dogs.
yeah. You were like, oh, they make easy people to blame, right? And they made good antagonists and all that kind of stuff. I liked how under like responded to them like, "Oh, screw you. I'm taking your shit." So that was lots of fun. Um and I liked how Sai was like, you know, "Here, let me heal you." Oh wait, like this hut has suddenly become like one of our best friends. He just had to flash some coin, right? I'm gonna heal you, then I'm gonna shoot this guy down out of the rafters for you. Yeah.
I was quite delighted by the Psy and the Hut. I don't know. Just it was very amusing seeing the two of them interact. But sorry, I don't want to hoard in. Anything more, Steven?
No, that's it.
Cool. Greg, you're up next with any stars?
I too enjoyed Sai normally being our sneaky character. Like, I have a blaster rifle and I'm going to just engage directly with this threat. That was cool to see. And then I did enjoy Cola hiding from the Star Dog at the beginning and being like, I'm just gonna slink behind Shan and maybe they won't notice me. Um, and then Steven, I do enjoy so much all of your assistance with the roles, right? Like I wouldn't have made that hit on the bounty hunter if you hadn't assisted. And always like cutting hole in the back of the warehouse is a great idea. And then I totally messed it up by trying to ramp the truck into it. But that's Star Wars, so I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Yes, that was quite amusing, forcing me to escalate that really good idea. And Ash, any stars left out for you?
Yeah, super fun session. I think most of the things have been mentioned. I really enjoyed uh, Edge being like so straightforward and bad at being deceptive and not kind of like even trying.
I'm glad
He's
that wasn't too silly. I'm glad that worked for you. Okay.
no. That was I liked it.
Good. Good. Excellent. Kay, bring us home. Any last wishes or stars out there? Sorry.
Yeah. One, Stephen, I love that you always have a really fun way to like start Jody in the set dressing. Like we're all like, yep, we're in a booth. And you're like, actually, I'm disguised as a waitress and I'm running drinks. Like you always just have such like a
So
fun
good.
way to do that. I love that for this character so much. God bless Shan getting just riggedy riggedy wrecked several ways all the time. This is Shan's no good, horrible, terrible time continually. He got shot and knocked out. Now he's stuck and getting captured, and he's got like a warrant out for debt, and really playing into the poor poor Shan. I loved seeing more of Cola. I also liked learning about her history and also just like the fact that she's like, oh shit, you asshole, fuck you, taking your speeder, bye bye. Yeah, no, Rich, it was fun to get to do the medicine thing and to also be like, these are things he has acquired, so I shall use them. I did get several rifles. Might as well pull this out. And oh yeah, I forgot. He is kind of a sniper kitty.
He was a good sniper, like heck of a sniper. That was awesome. Really enjoyed that. Cool. Well, I'll be sad to have no Greg for the next two sessions, but it was delightful having you here. Thank you for muscling through. I know you weren't a little under the weather. Thank you so much for making it happen. You were wonderful to have in the crew, and th- we'll see how things finish up early, and then we'll see how things go after that. I'm quite enjoying this particular jaunt for you guys who are not mission/mission. It's been fun. So thanks everybody for playing and anybody for watching. We'll stop the recording here.